Alright y'all, I got off work a little early. We got maybe about 45 minutes of daylight left, so I'm gonna ease out in the backyard and see if anything's moving and take the 308 with me. That one's Boone and Crockett. They didn't cut this field this year, so it's good cover, but harder to see deer from ground level here. Wind is just blowing up into the woods, which is not good, but I've pretty much just gone straight downwind, and I'm going straight into the woods to my tree stand, and one of my tree stands, and I'll start to ease out on the other side. This next field has been cut this year, so you can see a lot better. Deer have been using it pretty often, but not 100% predictably. They're kind of a little different every day. There's a ton of tracks coming through here. This is my other tree stand. I've had this one here for 4 years. That's my other food plot I haven't shown y'all. It's my other 50 pounds of winter wheat that I planted like a month and a half ago. And my lock-on stand is right in that oak tree. Probably be a good spot to set up one day soon, but very limited on time. I pretty much just come out here after work or before work or whatever. Here's the winter wheat. Deer keeping it nice and short. Using it pretty good. Going over there, it's more like native grasses. And here it's a little more green. It came up thick like a carpet though, that's good. Deer is not far down here at all. I'm going to try to get a different angle, but I've lost sight of it, so I don't know where it went. Definitely not a safe shot there. I think it's a fawn. Safe shot there. See if we can at least see into this other field before it gets dark. Oh, dadgummit, I just walked up on 2 deer. I think one is the fawn I just spooked, the other one looks like a doe. Alright, I'm down on the pond bank. I start looking out in the field. She ran towards the road, but then I lost sight of her over the dip. Well, y'all may have found something. Not where I was expecting her. A big doe. Good Lord. There she is. She actually ran back kind of towards me, and I couldn't see her because of the rise in the hill. She's laying right out here. Dadgum, that's a big doe. I was double checking to make sure it wasn't a buck. I had my eyes on her for a while, so I decided to take a shot, and she didn't leave the field. Well, I went to get my deer out with the truck, and my front hubs will not lock, so I basically am stuck in two-wheel drive. That means I'm stuck in this field here. So I'm just gonna grab a deer cart and get this deer back. I'm curious where I hit this deer. I was aiming right about there. I don't even see an entry hole. She didn't go far, so I know I hit her good. There's the exit on my shoulder. Let's see. Here's the scapula right here. There's the ridge on the scapula. You can actually feel that. So that means the shoulder blade comes around like that. So I hit it right on the back side of the shoulder, just through the meat. Big old doe. Well, this is my biggest doe of the season, and I can't find my freaking scale, so I don't know what she weighs. I don't know where my scale is. I can't even get my tripod back far enough to film the whole deer. It's about at least as big as the two bucks I've shot. Now, they were 2.5-year-old bucks, so they weren't huge, but usually a 2.5-year-old buck is bigger than the average doe. So this is bigger than the average doe. Okay, this is one of the crazier things I've seen. So I pulled the jawbones to see how old this doe was. Figure 3.5, 4.5, maybe older. The reason you age deer in half years like that is because they're generally born in the spring and killed in the fall, so that adds a half year to their age. So a fawn would be half-year old, a yearling would be a 1.5 years old, and so on. Once a deer gets older than 2.5, it's just an educated guess looking at the teeth. From a fawn to a 1.5 years to 2.5, you can make a really accurate guess by looking at the teeth, because they lose their milk teeth somewhere between a 1.5 years and 2 years old. So if you kill one late season that's a yearling, it might be losing its milk teeth and growing its adult teeth. Now, their milk teeth are the first 3 teeth on the front of the jawbone. Now check this out. This is my biggest doe this year by far, in case I haven't already said that 50 times. Looking here at this jawbone, notice the front teeth on this deer. They're falling out, and the new ones are just barely erupting out from the actual jawbone itself. This is the third premolar here, and notice it has 3 crests, whereas the back 3 molars only have 2 crests each. That's 2, 4, 6. Those are 3 teeth right there. The third premolar on an adult deer, 2.5 or older, only has 2 crests. So these are the deer's yearling fawn teeth. These are the milk teeth. And when they're about a 1.5 years old or a little older, they start to lose these, and the adult teeth come in. And that's exactly what's happening. So basically what I just killed is a 1.5 years old doe that's bigger than all the other does I've shot this year and possibly last year. So that's crazy. She could have been a giant, just being as young as she was. I did not expect to see that. For those of y'all who are wondering what I shot the deer with, you know, what gun, what caliber, what bullets, whatever, this is a Hornady American in a 308. It's a cheap gun, but it's an accurate gun, and that's why I bought it. It's got a Nikon Buckmaster BDC scope on it. Nikon's getting out of the scope business, so if y'all want to get one of those, now's the time, because they're not going to be making any more of them. It's a good scope for the money. It's I don't know, like a $150 scope maybe, and I shot it with the Hornady American Whitetail 150 grain soft tip. I've only ever shot soft tip bullets out of my rifles. They do the job. They mushroom. They don't fragment like a hollow point or one of those polymer tip bullets. They don't shatter in the deer. they mushroom good, and they go straight through and make a great wound channel. And I've had no complaints about them. So just a good old simple center fire setup here. Basically does everything my 30-30 does except at longer ranges. So this is my longer range gun. The 30-30 is for more close hunting, especially in the hardwoods and in the hills, and then the 308's for more open field type hunting. 30 caliber bullets, something I like about them. They just got a good punch to them, and they're accurate and cheap. So I'm gonna get this deer quartered out and get the quarters put in the fridge and start the aging process. I like to let them age for about a week if I can. I forgot to mention where the entry was on that deer, because I never did see the bullet hole when I found the deer. It went in just a hair forward of the exit hole. It was right in the shoulder. It didn't shatter the shoulder blade. It did put a hole right through the middle of the shoulder, but most of the meat is still fine. I just had to trim some bloody membrane out and get rid of all the excess blood, but I'd say 90% of the meat is still good. So that's a plus. I don't like shooting them right in the shoulder blade because it usually messes up a lot of meat, but this one was fine, just took a little extra cleaning. The last deer I killed on public land, it was a little button buck in a cedar thicket. I found the bullet from that one, or at least most of the bullet. You can see it's kind of, I don't know if you can see if it's focusing, but it's kind of mushroomed out pretty crazy, and I think some of it fragmented because I shot that one straight in the shoulder, like almost facing straight at me, and it went straight through the shoulder, and I found the bullet lodged right in front of the opposite hind quarter. So that was pretty cool. That's a 30-30 bullet, or that's what's left of one anyways. But hope y'all enjoyed. I'll be back in the woods soon, so I'll catch y'all later.